Most compost piles don't take months because they have to. They take months because the conditions are wrong from the start. What's rarely explained is that compost can finish in under 2 weeks if microbial activity is pushed to its peak and maintained without interruption. The so-called 12-day method works because it forces every variable, carbon, nitrogen, moisture, and oxygen, into a tight, controlled window where decomposition runs at maximum speed. It's not magic and it's not guesswork, it's precision. The real difference in this method is intensity. Instead of letting a pile slowly break down over time, everything is built at once, balanced immediately, and then actively managed for about 10 to 12 days. When done correctly, the pile heats fast, stays hot, and breaks down material before it has a chance to stall. Most gardeners never see this because their piles are either too small, too dry, or poorly balanced from the beginning. Before getting into how to build it properly, there's something worth addressing. Fast composting depends heavily on consistent breakdown, moisture, and mixing. That's why using something like the Ouken 4-litre electric composter alongside this method makes a noticeable difference, especially for processing kitchen scraps into fine, uniform material before adding them to the pile. It speeds things up and removes inconsistency. The link to the exact unit is in the description, and if it's ordered through that link, it helps support more of these videos. Also, subscribe to the email list for more detailed gardening and woodworking guides. The link is in the description. This method only works if you build the pile correctly from the start. The biggest mistake is starting too small. A fast compost pile needs mass to hold heat. Anything under about 1 cubic meter will struggle to maintain the temperatures required for rapid breakdown. That's roughly a pile measuring 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. This size allows microbial heat to build and stay contained long enough to drive decomposition aggressively. The material ratio also needs to be precise. About 2 parts carbon to 1 part nitrogen works best for this method, but the materials must be prepared properly. Dry leaves, shredded cardboard, and straw provide carbon, while fresh grass clippings, vegetable scraps, and green plant material supply nitrogen. What matters here is not just ratio, but texture. Everything should be chopped or shredded to roughly 2 to 5 centimeters. Large pieces slow everything down and create cold pockets that interrupt the process. Moisture is set at the beginning, not corrected later. As the pile is built, each layer should be watered until it reaches that wrung-out sponge level. If you skip this and try to fix moisture after the pile is complete, you'll never get even distribution, and parts of the pile will stall. The first 3 days are where most of the work actually happens. Once the pile is built, microbial activity should spike quickly. Within 24 to 48 hours, internal temperatures should rise above 50 degrees Celsius. This is where rapid decomposition begins. If it doesn't heat up, something is off, usually moisture, nitrogen, or pile size. During these first few days, the pile should be left alone just long enough for heat to build, but not so long that oxygen gets depleted. By day 3, turning becomes necessary. This isn't optional in this method. Turning redistributes heat, introduces oxygen, and ensures that outer materials move into the hot center. Each turn should be thorough. What was on the outside goes to the inside, and vice versa. If this step is rushed or uneven, parts of the pile will remain undecomposed while others break down quickly. This is where consistency separates fast compost from failed attempts. After the first turn, the pile should continue heating, often reaching peak temperatures again within a day. From here, turning every 1 to 2 days keeps the process active. This frequent turning is what defines the 12-day method. It maintains oxygen levels and prevents compaction, which would otherwise slow microbial activity. Moisture should be checked during each turn. If the pile feels dry, water should be added evenly while mixing. If it feels too wet, adding dry carbon materials helps rebalance it. This constant adjustment is what keeps the process moving at full speed instead of stalling halfway through. Most traditional compost advice suggests turning occasionally, but that approach stretches the timeline. This method is different because it trades effort for speed. It's not passive composting, it's active management. By day 7, the pile should already look completely different. At this stage, materials begin losing their original shape. Leaves soften, scraps break down, and the entire pile starts to darken. Heat is still present, but it may begin to taper slightly depending on conditions. This is normal. If the pile still looks raw at this point, it usually means one of three things: the pieces were too large, the nitrogen content was too low, or the pile dried out early on. These issues compound quickly in a fast system, which is why initial setup matters so much. This is also where many gardeners underestimate how fast decomposition can happen when conditions are right. The transformation isn't gradual, it's aggressive and visible within days. The final stretch is about stabilization, not speed. By day 10 to 12, the pile should be significantly reduced in volume, darker in color, and more uniform in texture. It may not be perfectly finished compost yet, but it will be very close. At this point, turning can slow down, allowing the material to stabilize. What you're looking for is consistency. The pile should no longer have strong odors, and most materials should be unrecognizable. A short curing period of a couple of weeks can improve quality further, but even at day 12, the compost is already usable in many garden applications. This method works best when applied with intention, not shortcuts. Trying to rush compost without managing these variables leads to failure. The 12-day method works because it controls every input: size, ratio, moisture, and oxygen, while maintaining consistency throughout the process. Skipping steps or cutting corners breaks that chain. It's also worth noting that this method is best suited for gardeners who need compost quickly and are willing to put in the effort. For those who prefer a slower, low-maintenance approach, traditional composting still works. But if speed and control matter, this method delivers results that most systems don't. Where this method fits into a working garden system. Fast composting is especially useful between planting cycles or when preparing new beds. Instead of waiting months for compost, you can produce usable material in under 2 weeks and immediately apply it to soil. This keeps nutrient cycles tight and reduces dependency on external inputs. Combining this method with pre-processed materials from an electric composter creates an even more efficient system. Kitchen waste can be broken down quickly indoors, then integrated into the main pile where it finishes rapidly alongside other materials. Closing thoughts for gardeners who want real results. The idea that compost must take months is one of the most limiting beliefs in gardening. When carbon, nitrogen, water, and oxygen are controlled precisely, decomposition accelerates naturally. The 12-day method proves that speed is not the problem, management is. If this helped clarify what actually makes compost work fast, share this with someone still waiting months for results. For more detailed guides, full setups, and practical systems that improve soil and crop performance, subscribe to the email list in the description. Better compost leads to better soil, and better soil is what makes everything else in the garden easier and more productive.